Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. So, in this part we are going to be doing the mission Beyond the Nexus. So, the Alliance has sent you to aid legendary Starfleet Captain Geordi LaForge in investigating the Nexus, a stellar phenomenon that visits this part of the galaxy only once every 39.1 years.
We recently received a distress signal from the USS Forrestal, a ship we thought was lost in the Nexus back in 2332. We sent the USS Madison out to investigate, but they haven't checked in for some time. Considering the Nexus is involved, they could be in trouble. The Madison's last known position was in the Rotanev system. Meet with the USS Challenger there to investigate the situation. Her captain has some experience with the Nexus.
Okay. And just transwarp over. And begin. And this is going to be one of those loading screens that takes forever. Or at least start slow. I don't know why it's still advertising Defend the Kobayashi Maru. That event is over. I mean, you can still play it, but that event is over.
Good to see you again. Looks like the two missing ships are here, although they're both in a disabled state. Neither of them have responded to our hails.
And for some reason, Geordi is contacting me from a toilet stall or something because it's just a gray background.
That's entirely possible. Even minimal exposure to the Nexus can be pretty disruptive to ship systems. I think we should take a closer look. Things could be worse than our initial scans have indicated.
Let's get closer and scan then. Answer the hail from the Madison.
Apologies. This ship's taken some damage here. Short-range comms are barely working, and we're experiencing widespread systems failure on all decks. Our Nexus defense screen's overloaded, and we were exposed to a full blast. We're lucky to be here. We could use your help.
We're on our way. And again, another person contacting me from a toilet stall. Admiral, the Challenger is hailing us on screen.
Something's not right here. I worked on the Nexus Defense Screens project, and a catastrophic failure like that seems unlikely. In an overload situation like she described, the ship wouldn't be disabled. It'd be destroyed.
Let's get a short-range scan. I'm picking up some Nexus radiation and signs of minor combat damage on both ships, but nothing close to what the captain of the Madison was claiming. Admiral, the Madison has raised shields. They're powering up their weapons. Red alert, all hands battle stations.
Whatever they fired just disrupted most of our systems. We're sitting ducks over here.
Target's shields have failed.
Okay, I think engineering team cleared that.
Right shield's failing.
We're still trying to figure out what they hit us with over here. Whatever it was, it knocked most of our systems out. We're running on emergency power. I think we'd better get over there and find out what's going on while we still have a functioning ship between us. Meet me at these coordinates on Deck 10.
Well, we do, no matter what, still have a functioning ship between us, technically speaking. My ship is still functional. Of course, if you lose yours, we're down to one ship, and so we've only got one functional ship total. Whatever, let's beam over. And sure, we'll bring Finn along. And another one of those slow loading screens. I wonder if it's just because I haven't played some of these missions in a while. So some of them are a little on the slow side.
Looks like someone activated the security system on this deck. Fortunately, I know a thing or two about that system. The console here is offline, but there should be a functional one nearby in a holodeck. From there, we can access the system and shut the fields down.
Sounds like a plan.
This holodeck's damaged. Let's try the next one.
Okay.
All right, let's get to work. With luck, we should be able to bypass the system and drop those... Wait,
Something wrong, Captain?
someone's loading up a holodeck program in here, and I've got a feeling it's not for R&R.
Ready weapons.
Activating Program Barclay, 42 Epsilon. Safety protocols are disengaged.
Please, help us! The Borg are everywhere!
The program's locked. We'll have to survive the battle to leave.
Well, good thing the Borg here are not that difficult
Last
to
wait.
fight.
Unless they change the program.
Oh, thank you. If there's anything I can do to repay you, anything at all.
Computer, pause program.
That's definitely a Reg Barclay program. Let's get back to business. We'd better bypass security before they send more sparring partners to deal with.
Let's use the holodeck arch consoles. And override security system. Oh god. I hate some of these mini games.
Okay, that did it. Security systems are down on this deck, and they won't be putting us into another holodeck scenario anytime soon.
Excellent.
This is Commander Tafai. Please I repeat, if you can hear this, come to 10 forward at once. There's...
We're barely reading you here.
Our defenses just dropped. We require your... They are closing on a... Hurry. It won't be long before they attack.
Who's going to attack?
Someone's jamming that signal. We'd better get to 10 forward.
Agreed. Commander Tafai.
Thank you for coming. The Madison has been taken over by hostile forces, and we are in dire need of assistance.
Or maybe Tafai. What happened here?
We responded to a distress call from USS Forrestal, long thought lost to the Nexus. As we closed to assist, the Madison was struck by a potent beam of psionic energy. It disabled the ship and left us vulnerable to attack. Mind-controlled members of the Forrestal's crew then beamed over and took control of this vessel. We few are all that remain free.
Who or what is behind this?
An alien of tremendous psionic ability, formerly trapped within the Nexus. We believe it lured the Forrestal there in an escape attempt, which failed. Somehow, it was able to break free when the Nexus recently returned. Though powerful, there are limits to the alien's ability. The combat with your ship has weakened it considerably. Now is the time to strike. The controlled crew are bound to attack again soon.
Set weapons to stun if they do.
Picking up transporter signals, multiple contacts. We've got incoming.
Enemy contacts, inbound.
Personal shield losing power.
Okay, LaForge.
Looks like we bought ourselves a little time. We should discuss our next move soon. You might talk with some of the survivors here for more information as well. Your call.
Thank you, Captain. Okay. Ensign Rana.
Ensign Rana, engineering. Sorry for staring, Captain LaForge. Your work on transwarp theory was required reading at the Academy. I never thought I'd actually meet you. Wish it were under different circumstances.
Report, Ensign.
Right. Well, they hit main engineering first. If you're going down there, be on your guard. Several of us tried to take it back a couple of days ago. They beamed in and took us by surprise. I was the only one to make it back here.
Don't let it wear you down.
Ensign Seitel, security. Your arrival is most fortuitous. Our numbers have dwindled considerably since the enemy's initial assault. Until your arrival, I calculated our odds of survival at 4,286 to 1.
How about now, Ensign?
Difficult to fully assess at this juncture. However, I am willing to state that our odds have improved considerably. If all of you were psionics, our odds would be even better. The alien is quite ineffective against those with mental abilities.
I see. Carry on, Ensign.
Oh, am I glad to see you. Things were looking more than a little ugly until you got here. I'd pour you a drink, but all of the replicators went offline an hour ago.
How are you holding up?
As good as can be, under the circumstances. Still amazed we haven't been, dominated by that alien. The commander thinks it's because we all come from a species with psionic abilities. As good a reason as any, I suppose.
That's a sensible theory. So, what species is Ensign Rana from exactly? I don't see anything to seem to indicate that he's like Bajoran. I mean, he also just looks like regular old human. Yeah. So, you know, unless DeFay and Seitel are doing something to protect Rana, he doesn't appear to be from a psionic species. What about you? Well, you do have some pointy ears. But you're definitely not like Vulcan. I don't know what you're supposed to be. Okay, whatever. LaForge. Let's continue on.
I have a feeling these attacks will intensify as the alien gains strength. If we're going to do something to save this ship, we'll need to do it fast. Let's get down to main engineering. I think we can get a better grip on the security system there and use it to incapacitate both the hostile crew and the alien.
Agreed.
Take these psionic inhibitors with you. We hope to use them on some of our dominated crewmates prior to your arrival. But I suspect they will serve you better at this time. They should protect you if the alien attempts to take control of your minds.
Okay, assuming Rana has one. Thank you, Commander. And that's why he hasn't been dominated by the alien. Ouch.
Watch it! They're beaming in reinforcements.
And you got somebody wearing the Scotty uniform over there. Finn kind of got herself into a mess and she decided to charge headlong into the enemy.
Heads up! More hostiles incoming!
Youch. Jesus, those guys' weapons hurt when they focus fire you. I got you, Finn.
We've got a couple of problems here. Main power's offline, and there's a lot of Nexus radiation getting past the screens. I'll handle the power situation while you deal with the radiation. Once that's done, we can bring the security systems back online.
Understood.
Nice work. Radiation levels are back in the safe zone, and I've managed to prime the warp core. Give me a hand with it, and we can restore main power.
Acknowledged.
That did it. Main power's back online, and warp core is stable. I've activated most of the security systems, but it looks like the bridge is still under enemy control. It's a good bet that's where the alien is.
Let's retake the bridge. Really, I should probably take their phasers since they seem to be so good now. Yeah, they hurt when they focus fire you.
This ship and all upon it belong to Cosmos.
Starfleet disagrees with you on that.
Your words mean nothing. Kill them. Kill them now.
Why are you using the
We
flute
are here
phaser?
to assist you.
Ouch. Okay, come on, let me use my Terran chest piece thingamajigger. Whatever the hell it was called. I don't recall. Do you mind not pushing me into the turbo lift? Thank you very much. Ouch. Okay, that hurt. I'm just gonna respawn rather than try and wait for Finn to maybe get me up. I hate fighting this guy, he's annoying.
I'm reading the alien on sensors. It's back on the forestall. This isn't over yet.
Now, for some reason, this guy had a fleet phaser, which is a little interesting. But he only had it at the start, I think. And then now, when he's down on the ground, he's back to using the Wrath of Khan phaser. Also, are they all? Okay, no, they're not all engineering. Also, interesting, some of these are labeled as engineering officer. You're just labeled as engineer, which is a little weird, but whatever. Recommendations, LaForge.
The Challenger might be able to fight, but most of this ship's crew is unconscious. Beam back to your ship and deal with the Forrestal. I'll do what I can here to get the shields up and keep the Madison in one piece.
Understood. Good luck, Captain. Ready to beam you back on your command, Admiral. Beam over. Admiral, we're being hailed by the Forrestal. I think it's time, or I think it's the alien. On screen.
Shall the battle continue? Shall you strike me anew again and again until nothing remains?
I mean, I'm not quite interested in that. Stand down and the fight's over.
Once I was imprisoned within the Nexus, cast away for defying those who called themselves my rulers. And now a new jailer comes, demanding submission.
Release the ship and her crew.
No, I need this ship and everyone on it. They give me what I need to return home and avenge my imprisonment. I will not give them up.
Unfortunate. Tactical, fire to disable.
The Challenger stands ready to assist you.
And Madison maybe will get involved. I don't think it actually does. But it's been so long, so I don't know.
Right shield's failing.
Nope, Madison does not get involved. It just sits there. Also, did they actually able to the Madison out of curiosity? They did. Because, you know, some ships here, they don't actually give them the right name and registry on the hull. Sometimes they, like for Galaxy class, they'll say like USS Galaxy, NCC, whatever. But then the ship's tag here is something completely different. But whatever. Let's answer the hail.
It seems I am at your mercy. Will you strike the killing blow now, as is your right?
No, you'll be taken into custody, alive.
If that is to be my fate, I yield. The ship and crew are yours. It is an unexpected mercy, one I would not extend to a vanquished foe on the battlefield. Much has changed since my banishment to the Nexus.
You made the right choice. Admiral, we're being hailed by the Madison. Put him on screen.
Nicely done. I was able to get a call into Starfleet, and we should have backup here soon. In the meantime, I'll keep working with the crews of the disabled ships. We'll have them up and running again in no time.
Also, doesn't this mean that we now have a whole bunch of people from the like Wrath of Khan era running around in 2410? Yes. Yeah, we're in 2410. Because that would seem to be the case. We now have a bunch of Wrath of Khan people running around. What do we do with them? Because presumably any of their descendants would have probably, more than likely, would think they're dead. You know, because the ship apparently went missing. But whatever. Glad to hear it, LaForge.
You saved a lot of lives here today. You showed mercy to someone who wasn't inclined to return the favor. That goes a long way, in my book.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome. The Nexus is definitely worth studying, but only under safe conditions. The crews of the Forrestal and the Madison found that out the hard way, I'm afraid. Just like we did on the Enterprise all those years ago.
Likewise. Safe travels, Captain. All decks have reported in, Admiral. Ready to depart on your command. Let's depart. We also kind of warped into the Nexus, I believe. Hail command.
Interesting report. This alien was trapped for eons in the Nexus and wanted to leave? As I understand it, the Nexus is a paradise. Apparently there's at least one life form out there who disagrees. Fortunately, you saved a lot of lives, and 3 Starfleet vessels. Captain LaForge tells me they'll spend some time in space dock, but they'll be ready for duty again soon. And we can use all the ships we can get on the frontier these days. Well done.
And Quinn doesn't say anything at all about the Wrath of Khan dudes running around. Well, basically the TMP era dudes running around on... I assume it was the Forrestal that they came from, but I don't know for certain. But yeah, we're just gonna ignore them and not mention anything about what we're gonna do to, I don't know, I guess try to get them back into society. Because this is a good, what, 100 and some odd years, maybe close to 200 years, since they've been, basically missing. But whatever. We're going to take the omni-directional. I'll probably have it replace my kinetic cutting beam. Because while the kinetic cutting beam is nice, it doesn't benefit from the plus phaser damage stuff that I got. So yeah, I'd rather have more phaser weapons. This character, I'm not going to bother replaying this. I'll probably someday get around to making a like TNG era or a TNG themed character. I'll probably toss him in a galaxy or something. But for this character, I think they're much better off just getting the trilithium enhanced omnidirectional. So let's go ahead and equip that to replace our kinetic cutting beam. So now we have 2 omnidirectional phasers. I will need to upgrade the mark on this. When's the upgrade weekend? The 21st. So maybe if I care enough to sit down, I'll try and do it then. We'll see. Either way, that's it for this part. I will see you all next time. Quick reminder, if you enjoy the content on the channel, the easiest and best way to help support it is to go and become a patron. Link to that down in the description below. For as little as $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos. And it helps the channel out over time. Again, even if it's only at $1 a month. But that'll be it for this part. As always, well, I say as always, I only really started saying this again like last part, but either way, as always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you all next time. But until then, a goodbye and farewell.